FEI Icons is a series looking back at the careers of some of the most successful and influential equestrian athletes of the 21st century. In this episode, we are focusing on Swiss sensation Martin Fuchs, who at only 27 years old has already propelled himself to the top of the show jumping world.
That is one of the most popular combinations in the sport of jumping.
The Fuchs have been a prominent family in the equestrian world for the last 30 years, with both his father Thomas and uncle Marcus representing Switzerland at the Olympic Games, the latter winning a team jumping silver medal. It was evident that Martin would follow in the family footsteps, showing his talent as a horseman from an early age, frequently performing well in junior and young rider championships, including a team gold medal at the Youth Olympic Games in 2010 and an individual gold at the 2012 European Young Rider Championships. This experience would serve him well when he went to his first Olympic Games in 2016, where he came away with a top 10 finish at the age of just 24. Swiss chef d'equipe Andy Kissler saw promise in a young Fuchs, immediately elevating him to the senior team, and the pair share a close bond.
With Martin is a real close relationship because I know him since he was young, and he is one of the most important team members of the Team Switzerland. He grew up in these circumstances. He could develop. The very interesting thing is that he did many championships, even if he is young. He did championships juniors, young riders. He was more or less always very successful in championships, which is again totally different to what they are doing normally.
Andy's a very interesting person. He knows a lot about the sport. He knows what is going on with the other teams, chef d'equipes, about some rule changes maybe. And sometimes we also just talk about normal things when he was on a vacation, when I was, how skiing is going or whatever, also about normal life. And that's also important.
At his first senior championships in 2015, the FEI European Championships in Aachen, he was the youngest member of the Swiss team that picked up the bronze medal. 2 years on at the 2017 FEI Jumping World Cup final in Omaha, Fuchs and Clooney finished fourth, missing out on a podium finish by one penalty. Later that year at the 2017 FEI European Championships in Gothenburg, Fuchs was once again the team's youngest member, as they picked up another bronze medal in the team competition. In 2018, the FEI World Equestrian Games travelled to the town of Tryon in North Carolina. In the team event, the home side won their first ever WEG team jumping gold medal in a nail-biting jump-off with Sweden. Germany secured the bronze, with Switzerland just missing out on the podium in fourth. Heading into the individual competition, Germany's Simone Blum, the 2017 German champion, led the way, with Martin in the hunt in third place.
Now for Switzerland, who have the current leader, former world number one Steve Gedat. Another opportunity for another individual medal for Switzerland. 26-year-old Martin Fuchs with Clooney. 4.68 penalties brought forward.
Again, super ride into that tight three. This is looking great. Well within the time.
And a brilliant clear with just over 2 seconds inside the time. The wonderful Clooney, the 12-year-old gelding, goes into the lead here on his overnight score of 4.68. Martin Fuchs and Clooney go into the lead. For Austria, Max Kuhner with Chardonnay. An equally popular grey horse as the one we've just seen in Clooney. 2.97 his penalties brought forward.
And you can see why these riders at the end are there on the top. They are so on form. Oh, rub there, but stayed up.
One to go.
Fantastic round.
What a
One
time penalty.
Yeah.
He's got one time penalty, but that still keeps Max Kühne in the #1 spot. He adds one to the 2.97, so he's now on 3.97, goes into the lead. Max Kühne, 2017 German champion. Simone Bloom with DSP Alice.
Simone is just riding beautifully, but this horse really is in top form. And she looks like she hasn't jumped all week. Fresh as a daisy. What a terrific ride this has been. Fabulous round.
Well, breathtaking stuff from the 29-year-old former German champion Simone Bloom, a member of the bronze medal-winning team 2 days ago for Germany, finds herself in the #1 spot as she goes clear and retains just the 2.47 penalty she's picked up.
Only 12 riders progressed through to the final round, with Fuchs and Clooney lying in the bronze medal position. Irish course designer Alan Wade set a very challenging final track with a time allowed of only 67 seconds.
Former Olympic champion from 2012, Steve Gerdat, with the wonderful 12-year-old mare Bianca. He could have 3 time penalties, which might be quite useful around this course to put him into the #1 position. But 3 to come after him.
Will we see it? Looking good.
This
One
man,
to go.
He's a genius. Look at that.
Time.
0.2 of a second inside the time. He's gone cleared. This mare is just absolutely phenomenal. Steve Gerdat. Well, what a superb performance from Steve Gerdat and Bianca for Switzerland into the lead. And just looking at the scores, they are guaranteed a medal because Steve Gerdat's in 3rd, and of course we've got Martin Fuchs and just 2 left. So Switzerland are going to win their first ever medal at the FEI World Equestrian Games since they started in 1990. The question is, what is the colour going to be, and will it be 2? Martin Fuchs with the wonderful Clooney for Switzerland. 4.68 his penalties.
Little rub there. But there's really very little to say. This combination has just been on point this entire week.
Only had 1 fence down in the previous 4 rounds of jumping.
And still just jumping easily. Must get over this front rail.
Time penalty, 2 time penalties will put him in the lead. In fact, 3 time penalties, but he's going to need one of them, that's for sure.
What a jumping round.
And he's got the 2 time penalties, in fact, but absolutely brilliant performance, because that is a medal-winning performance from Martin Fuchs for Switzerland and Clooney. They go into 1st place with 2 to jump. They've got a medal. It's just a question where he'll be standing on the podium, and hats off to Clooney because the performance, and so many of these other wonderful equine athletes, because what incredible performances we've seen over the 4 days of jumping. They look so fresh, so fit, so fantastic, and truly, truly brilliant.
Max Kühne had 2 fences down and incurred 1 time penalty, moving him out of the medals with just 1 rider left to go.
Very, very
let's look at the top three at the moment. Martin Fuchs in the lead, 6.68. Steve Gerdat, 8 penalties. McLean Ward in bronze at the moment on 11.08. That's the top three with 1 to go. The leader over the 4 days for Germany, Simone Blum, with DSP Alice. So she can have 1 fence down.
This horse is just got springs in its legs. She's halfway through the course. You could hear a pin drop in here.
This mare has just been magnificent, magnificent. The only combination of athletes to be completely clear through these games in the FEI jumping.
2 to go. 1 to go.
She's done it! She's done it for Germany. Simone Blum takes gold here in Troyes. The 2018 individual gold medals in the FEI jumping. Simone Blum for Germany with the immaculate DSP Alice.
So Fuchs took silver, claiming his first senior individual championship medal.
It's amazing. My horse Clooney really deserved it. He has been one of the best horses over the past years, and he was missing an individual championship medal, and now he has it, and I'm so happy.
Join us after the break as we continue to look back at some of Martin's very best moments. Welcome back to FEI Icons, a series that looks back at the careers of some of the most successful and influential equestrian athletes of the 21st century. Following his success at the World Equestrian Games, Fuchs and Clooney continued their impressive form, taking their first World Cup leg win in Lyon and then another leg win at his home show in Basel, securing the points needed to reach the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup final in Gothenburg, where once again he would be up against his good friend Steve Gerdat.
I'm very close friends with Steve already for many years, and we have been training partners for a long time, since my dad Thomas is his trainer as well. So this was for me early years already a big thing to be training with Steve, especially since he has always been one of my role models. So and then at the WEG to be standing with him on the podium. First we lost the medal in the team competition, but then we won 2 individual medals on Sunday. This was huge emotions and nice to share it with a good friend as he is.
A promising start in the competition saw Fuchs lying just outside the medals in 4th place after the first 2 rounds of jumping. In final 3A, the pressure began to mount and defending champion Beezy Madden incurred 4 penalties, severely damaging her chances of retaining the title. Fuchs and Clooney maintained their momentum with a foot-perfect round.
Very
Come on,
good.
Clooney. Just the one
Steady
to
now.
go.
Steady,
Plenty
steady.
of time on the clock. Pop
Yes!
over the bikes. We have a new leader. Martin Fuchs, Clooney. The beautifully popular combination globally go clear here in Gothenburg and go into the lead, maintaining their 3 penalties from the first 2 days. Wow, wow, we have a new leader.
Gerdat and Alamo followed suit, navigating their way around Santiago Varela's track with ease, both Swiss riders piling the pressure on those in front. Swedish rider Peder Fredriksson then had 1 fence down, and overnight leader Eduardo Alvarez Aznar incurred 8 penalties, meaning that Martin would go into the final round in 2nd place, with friend and compatriot Steve Gerdat leading the way. In the final round of jumping, the medals would be decided by the final 3 riders.
Now for Sweden, 1 penalty ahead of Daniel Deusser, 3 of Steve Gerdat, the current leader. Peter Fredriksson, catch me not for Sweden.
Oh, this is getting a bit hairy. Breathe, Peter, breathe. Oh.
Close to the wall, 10 seconds to get home.
Oh, a bit far off
Jumps
there.
the
Oh,
Oxter,
he's jumping
up to
so
down.
good. Come on,
Absolutely,
Peter.
he's jumping better
Come on,
and better.
get up.
Can he get
Yes!
That's it,
Yes!
Peter. That's going to take the roof off the stadium. Hey! Well, Peter Fredriksson, the European champion, Olympic silver medalist, puts in the performance of a lifetime. Once again, goes into the lead.
Oh, the pressure is really on these 2 last boys now.
Martin Fuchs, Clooney. Jumping to stay on the podium position.
Yes. Oh, bit tight there. Yes. Ouch. Got it. 4 jumps to go. How is the time? Oh,
seconds the
bit
time
far
out.
off that one.
10 seconds to get home.
Ooh.
Flies over the Oxer, jumps the upright, 1 to jump. Is he going to go into the lead?
Get up.
Is Martin
Oh,
Fuchs? He's
perfect.
got
What a round.
perfect round. They're on the podium. They missed out 2 years ago in Omaha, Nebraska. They finished 4th there, these 2, and now he's on the podium. The question is he in 2nd or has he won it? Because there's only 1 man to jump, the world #1. Former World Cup champion, former Olympic champion, on 2 penalties, Steve Gerdat with Animalo.
Get up. Oh, gets a little bit quick. Easy.
Ooh, got away with that. 4 to go.
Lucky there.
4 obstacles.
Oh,
He won in 2015 and in
Steady.
16.
steady.
1 to go. This is
He's done it. He's done it.
tremendous. Gerdat the Great
He's
takes
unbelievable.
his 3rd title.
So Gerdat took the World Cup crown to become only the 5th rider in history to win 3 FEI Jumping World Cup titles. Fuchs would have to settle for 2nd once again.
Yeah, it's amazing, huge success to be 2nd and behind my friend Steve. Obviously I wanted to win, but at least it was him who defeated me. There were a lot of faults in the last round, which gave me confidence because Clooney is always great when it's really big and difficult. So I knew he could jump a clear. And then he had a great round from first to the last fence. He was very focused. He was playing with me, so I'm delighted with his performance.
Having grown up in the sport together, Martin and Clooney were now one of the world's top partnerships, with Clooney enabling Martin to grow as a rider.
Really, since last year, we became an amazing team. We are working well together, we understand each other. He knows what I want, I know what I can ask from him. I've learned a lot of Clooney. He's been with me for many years now, and every year we still learn together. That's really nice to see how we progress year after year, still after being with him for a long time. And he definitely made a better rider and horseman out of me. He helped me to try to understand horses better, try to think a bit like them, to think what's going on in their heads, and that helps me now with other horses too.
Fuchs wouldn't have to wait long for another shot at a major title. Later that year, Rotterdam hosted the Longines FEI European Championships. The Swiss team missed out on a medal, and in the individual standings it was Great Britain's Ben Mayer who led the way, having had no fences down in the competition so far. Fuchs and Clooney were in 3rd heading into the final day of competition.
This is the fourth round. These combinations of athletes are jumping. Andy Kistler, chef de keep of Switzerland, back in the painful kiss and cry area. It's not always painful. This is very important round. Martin Fuchs, Clooney 51 for Switzerland. He's just got the double. He gets over the upright. He comes out through the oxer. He stops the clock with a second in hand. That was beautifully timed. It was beautifully jumped. The young 27-year-old from Switzerland goes into the #1 spot. 3.46 seconds. 24-year-old Jos Verlooy, Igor, 1.68 penalties. Oh, it's gone. That has dropped them down into second place at the moment. 10 seconds to get home. And the time penalty would cost him a place, but he's jumped the last clear. He has stopped the clock a second and a half in time, but the 4 added puts Jos Verlooy for Belgium into second place with Igor. Ben Mayer with Explosion W. Great Britain, focused. Di Lampard, white knuckle ride for the chef to keep. Just the last. Super. And super again. The man stays in front. That was an absolutely brilliant round. They remain in the #1 position.
Martin Fuchs was now in the silver medal position. Would it be another second place finish for Fuchs and Clooney at a major championship? It all came down to those final 3 riders.
Jos Verlooy with the 11-year-old gelding Igor. One fence down guarantees him bronze.
Decides to pop in 8, kind of late in the line.
Just the last. He can afford a time penalty
to
get the bronze. He's definitely got a bronze. He does get a time penalty, but that is a guaranteed medal for Belgium. Another guaranteed medal for Belgium.
Boy, Jos just put a lot of pressure on young Martin to jump a clear round, because he...
If he jumps clear, he challenges Ben Mayer for the gold.
He seems to be not so concerned about his time, because he can afford a time fault, but he cannot afford a pole.
It's a rub.
Went to the voice aid again, like he did at the water jump in the first round. Seemed to have done the trick both times.
The final 3. Clear. Clooney, 51.
Doing 7.
Been in a silver medal twice. Championships. Can they move into the #1 spot here in Rotterdam? He flies the last.
Fantastic.
He's got a time penalty. It doesn't make any difference. Martin Fuchs with the horse of the year. Clooney, 51, goes into the lead. He's guaranteed a silver medal. What a tremendous combination these two are. Ben Mayer for Great Britain, jumping for gold with Explosion W.
Still looking cool as a cucumber as usual. Okay, 3 jumps left.
3 to go. Ben Mayer, Great Britain, jumping for gold. Look at the scope.
He's gonna pack him in an 8.
It's gone.
Oh, he's gonna regret
Lost
that.
it. Martin Fuchs claims gold here with the Clooney 51, the 13-year-old gelding owned by Luigi Balleri. The horse of the year, the presentation to Clooney was made this week at Rotterdam. How fitting that they have now come out and taken individual gold.
I mean, you always have to jump clear at the championships. I was actually already a bit relieved when I knew that I had a fault in hand for the medal. But obviously I was here to win the gold medal. I was here to give Clooney this gold medal. And now he has it, finally. Clooney has been second at the WEG last year, silver medal, and we have been second at the World Cup final this year. now we won it, and I think that's really deserved for the horse, and maybe also a bit for me as a rider.
Despite his youth, Martin Fuchs has already shown he is one of the world's top riders, and in Clooney he has an incredibly consistent partner. With his professionalism and will to win, Fuchs looks destined for more major honours. Thanks for joining us through this series of FEI Icons. From all of the team, it's goodbye for now.